How can we transcend instant gratification? All right, that is the question for today. That is the question for number 116 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. And if you'd like to get a full listing of all 144 fractal faculties in abstract form, just leave your name and email in the comment section, and I'll send that out to you for free. You have the option of buying my book on Tree of Life called the MASSTree, Reclaiming the Kabbalah from the Cabal. And that is $10 if you just hit me up on Cash App or Venmo, put that in the memo, and I will send that out to you for $10. Also, I have a video that give you a brush up on Tree of Life called Tree of Life: An Introduction. If you watch that 10-minute video, it should at least get you in the ballpark to be able to watch all the videos on this in this series, all 144 of them. So today we're looking at number 116, and just keep in mind the Tree of Life is more or less a map of our consciousness. And it has many different versions and a long history, and it's been accused of being satanic, and many Satanists use it, and but it is not in and of itself. It's just like the internet, or it's like nuclear power, or it's like automobiles. It's a technology that you can use, or you could be abused by it as well. It can be used for good or evil. It's neutral. And it's more or less just like your mathematics, your multiplication tables, or your periodic table. It certainly could be used for evil. You need to know your mathematical your multiplication tables in order to come up with an equation for evil. But it also can be used to defend yourself from that evil, or even to use it, turn it around for something, some noble cause. Now, each one of the circles or spheres on the tree has to do with an aspect of our consciousness. The whole tree is a map of our consciousness. Each one of these, there are 12 of them, numbered 0 through 10, plus the abyss here, is an aspect or a faculty or a potentiality of our consciousness. And today for number 116, we're focused in here on the second sphere. So what aspect of consciousness is the second sphere? Well, the second sphere is our wisdom faculty. It corresponds to omniscience and all-knowing, and that really boils down to wisdom. Our ability to be able to solve all our problems, solve other people's problems, or at least propose solutions to other people's problems, and even to be able to anticipate our problems so that we can entirely avoid them and not have to deal with them at all. So that is, our wisdom faculty, and we're able to approach that by more or less shutting the mind off. And that is really coming through very long, intensive meditation practices. You can also get there through various ecstatic practices, and maybe like some kind of long-suffering practices, like heavy exertion. When you exert yourself, you pretty much can't think. You have to stay completely focused on what you're doing, and your mind won't be able to wander. Once your mind starts wandering, then your exertion pretty much stops. So if you keep exerting, you will be able to block out all those wandering thoughts. But mostly people would be able to do this through meditation, but very few people will be able to do this at all, because it requires an extended period of of a calm mind. And what happens when you do get that calm mind? It's an analogy with like a body of water, where the body of water just gets so calm that no thoughts, no pebbles or waves thrown into the water, where it's so calm that it becomes transparent and you can see right through it. And that's really kind of what's happening. You're seeing right through the mind, all the way to the bottom or to the center, which is our higher self at the first sphere, the higher self or the creator itself. And you're seeing an image of the creator, and that image is really where the solution to your problem lies. And also, again, very few people are able to achieve this because it requires highly disciplined, long-term practices of meditation in most cases. Some people might be able to get here by accident once in their life or something like that, but to be able to premeditate this requires, that you're pretty much a master of meditation. But there is a safety valve here, which is the oracle, which is the free will actor here at the sixth sphere, can tap into this second sphere through a divination system or through a wise elder, where they ask a question and they set up a chance or random process, and the creator of the universe is able to speak to them directly through, or really indirectly through, this chance process that they then have to interpret. So the second sphere is really kind of like the opposite of the A sphere on this count, where the A sphere has to do with our logical thinking process on a superficial level or a concrete surface level, where you think about a problem and you solve it through thinking. When you solve a problem through thinking, you create externalities, or what you would call unforeseen consequences, or the Hydra problem, where you solve one problem but you create two other problems in its stead. And so when you try to solve problems on the A sphere level, you create other problems. But when you try to solve problems here at the second sphere level, you go right to the root of the problem and you root it out. Okay, so the second sphere, again, is one of our 12 faculties of consciousness. Now, how do we get from 12 faculties of consciousness to 144 fractal faculties of consciousness? We take the whole tree to the second power. 12 times 12 is 144. So what we're really doing is we're taking the whole tree, shrinking it down to the size of a sphere, and applying it to each sphere. So we break the 10th sphere down into its 12 parts based on the tree. We break the 9th sphere down into its 12 parts based on the tree, and so on, all the way up, and including the second sphere, we break the second sphere down into its 12 parts based on the tree. So within the second sphere, there's a mini 10th sphere, a mini 9th sphere, a mini 8th sphere, a mini 7th sphere, and so on. And in the case of number 116, we're talking about a mini abyss within the second sphere. Okay, so what does the abyss correspond to? Well, the faculty of the abyss is our psychic powers. This more or less boils down to our psychic receptivity and our psychic heat. And this is our ability to recognize and act upon omens that arise in our life. So we are, and this really has to do with a magnetic charge. The omen itself is the magnetic charge, and us being receptive to it is what you would call paramagnetism. And then acting on it would even be ferromagnetism. And so that is what we think about being within the second sphere when we approach number 116. And that one, number 116, the abyss fractal of the second sphere, is called normalizing ecstasy or normalizing bliss. Normalizing ecstasy through the Sheps, the revered ancestors, where exhibits and commemorations are created, where legends and children's stories are told around the campfire about those who selflessly fulfilled their higher callings in life and made lasting contributions. Too good to be true? The Sheps, the revered ancestors themselves, may become anonymous, but their stories live on because eyewitnesses strive to spread their influence to the people at large. But be careful, because this can easily become co-opted by the powers that be. Those of us who understood, who overstood themselves to the point that we were able to formulate and fulfill our sacred missions in life, end up doing great things, benefiting our world in profound ways. We provide solutions to problems for the rest of us, propagating wisdom. The good news of our stories inspire all the rest and spread virally through word of mouth outside the channels of power, the powers that be. We venerate the Sheps, the revered ancestors, to spread their influence and normalize their greatness. But the powers that be will produce counterfeit heroes to counteract and drown out the true Sheps. Spreading our heart, our mission, to all parts of our body and our body politic. In deep meditation, the ecstasy spreads from the third eye to the crown in a multitude of lotus petals. We see the image of wisdom and then begin to spread it. Vibrate the pineal gland at a rate that causes the light of the chamber to fill the whole body with light. And send its vibration out along the optic nerve to the physical eye. The vibration branches out at the lungs and at the stomach and is called the tree of life. Sustaining ecstasy, white tantrism, up and to the right. Cast your nets up and to the right. Make it last, solving so many of our relationship problems. The perfect matrimony, tune in infinitesimally. Inner ejaculation, sustaining orgasm, keeps our ion level or ionization level, our temperature level low, just short of the cliff of indulgence. The ecstasy spreads to the whole body. Keep the explosions contained within the body, not without, so we can sustain our love with our true beloved. Ecstatic chain reaction, slow, not sudden release of pressure. The slow burn is sustainable, not exploding, but oscillating back and forth from liquid to vapor and back, rather than bypassing liquid and vapor and moving straight from solid to gas, a la an explosion. Staying within the time region, we experience a superconductive state of bliss that can last all day and all night as a result of normalizing our ecstasy. Okay, that is the abyss fractal within the second sphere. Number 116 is called normalizing ecstasy. And we'll talk more about that as we go along in this program or on this channel. And again, if you'd like to get a complete listing of all 144 fractal faculties, just leave your name and email in the comment section, and I'll send that out to you for free. You can also buy my book for 10 bucks. It's called The MASSTree, Reclaiming the Kabbalah from the Cabal. And it's about 65 pages. It's a fairly thorough introduction to the Tree of Life. And stay tuned on this channel. Number 117 will be coming up tomorrow. And I'm working on some other videos here. So just keep your eyes peeled for this channel, for the videos coming up. And otherwise, have a beautiful day. And we'll hope to see you soon. Thanks for tuning in.